Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. And it's the end of the year, guys. It's the end of the year. So because it's the end of the year, that means it's the start of List Week, where I'm going to be listing out my favorite albums, singles, and EPs of the year. And a unique addition to this List Week is I'm going to be talking about as well my top 10 least favorite albums of the year, since I did review quite a few albums that I felt very strongly about, but in the negative direction. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing a music videos video this year, mostly because I wasn't really paying close attention to too many music videos this year. I was mostly into just the music, which is great and fine, and I think the way it should be. There weren't really any music videos that were stunning me this year. Some were pretty ridiculous and very meme-worthy, but there weren't a lot of music videos that were just like blowing my mind or anything like that. So I'm just sticking to the music today, for good and for bad. But in this video, what I'm going to be listing out here are a handful of records that are not going to be making it on to my top 50 albums of the year list, but they are getting honorable mentions, and I recommend checking them out if you have the time and the curiosity. And I will also, in this video, be talking about a group of different things that happened to me and this channel over the year that I think are worth mentioning and sort of noting, to just kind of just throw all that stuff out there, just to vent on it a little bit, and then just try to start next year fresh. So let's just kind of run through this list. I have put all the reviews to these albums down there in the description box. We have the new Christian Scott record, Stretch Music, if you're looking for a modern, contemporary jazz record with a lot of variety, a lot of flavor. Check this thing out. The new Freddie Gibbs project, Shadow of a Doubt, Freddie's moodiest and just most melodic and teary-eyed, but also grimy and nocturnal project yet. The new Adele record I thought was pretty good, maybe not as amazing as 21, but certainly a decent follow-up. I was way more impressed with the new Grimes album, Archangels, than I thought I was going to be. I think Grimes is really coming into her own as a pop songwriter and a producer. We also have the new Jamie XX album, In Color, a record that I didn't love from front to back, but certainly had some of my favorite singles of the year on it. And if you're really into dancey, pop-centric electronic music with a bit of an alternative edge to it, then look into this thing. Shout out to the new Chemical Brothers album. The Chemical Brothers made a pretty great comeback this year. It didn't blow my mind, but certainly a nice comeback. Also, the new Meek Mill project. I thought he did a good job of putting this album together, and it seemed like he was really building up some momentum for himself in the mainstream, and then he just completely demolished all of his efforts by getting into this quagmire of a beef with Drake where he only made himself look ridiculous, sadly, but still, I think his efforts on this record should be commended. The new Tribulation album, if you're looking for some kind of campy, theatrical metal music that's very song-centric, very melodic, look into this album. The title of this is The Children of the Night. Then there is the new Liturgy album, the Ark Work, a record that I think had so much more potential if only it had been mixed and just mastered better, especially with all the MIDI instrumentation, the bells specifically that were really ear-piercing, kind of drowning out a lot of the guitars. It seemed like if they had just had the great production that they did on their last record and then applied it to the really ambitious songs on this new record over here, we would have had another fantastic LP in the Liturgy discography. But still, despite its production issues, I think compositionally, I think instrumentally, I think conceptually, there's a ton of interesting stuff going on with this album. Just don't be surprised if some of it sounds incredibly shrill and painful to your ears. Then there is the new Adventures album, Supersonic Home. If you're looking for a very poppy, direct, straightforward, sweet little indie rock record, then look into this thing. Shout out to John Carpenter, who had a really great comeback this year with a series of songs that I guess were kind of lost themes, which is the title of the project. Lupe Fiasco had a nice comeback this year. Sleater, Kinney had a nice comeback this year. Viet, Cong rose from the ashes of women and came through with a good record. And I also want to shout out Nicolas Jaar for the little left field, completely unexpected soundtrack, Pomegranates, that he put together for the avant-garde Russian film of the similar title. Again, links to reviews for those records, links to songs from those records down in the description box. And now, personal strides I've made and milestones this channel has made in the past year. To start things off on a lighter note, I want to give a shout out to the AWS, who came together with a fantastic wrestling series about me and the channel, where in a series of videos I'm fighting Tyler the Creator, MC Ride appears. It's absolutely batshit insane, not only because of the weird wrestling matches, but my personal favorite thing about these videos, the amazing announcing. By God! Then I went to Primavera Sound this year. That was a really fantastic festival, and it reminded me that maybe I should make the effort more often to make it out to a festival, or just more shows in general this coming year. You know, I've just been really sidetracked with a lot of personal stuff, and I didn't go to enough concerts. So the concerts I did get to are the ones that at least stuck out to me the most. Savages in New York City, who were fan-fucking-tastic, and then Kamasi Washington in Washington, D.C. Caught him over there, and those are definitely two of my most major concert highlights of this year. Got a new website going, which has been pretty great. Still ironing out issues with that, but hey, shout out to my buddy Austin, who does a lot of updating over there, updating on the Facebook page. Also, shout out to my dude Jeremy, who edits quite a few of the videos that you do see every week. The channel surpassed 500,000 subscribers, which is great. Also, 100 million views, which is great. Jenny Death when? Jenny Death this year. Also, this channel got its first review that surpassed 1 million views, my review for the Kendrick Lamar record, To Pimp a Butterfly. Also, we have the new Cal mixtape, which came out this year and got way too many hits on the AudioMac website, and actually it surpassed in popularity and streams a lot of legitimate mixtapes that were put up onto the website. I'm sorry. This was a huge mistake. This should not have happened. It was one of the most terrible things in music that happened this year. The Namethony Memetano memes were pretty funny. The Anthony photoshopped into album cover memes were pretty funny. So we had some good memes this year. Also, I got the podcast going this year, interview podcast, which has been pretty great. It's not like, you know, the super crazy viral thing, but I'm actually really happy to sort of have a little corner on my YouTube channel on the internet where I get to just have interesting conversations with people whose music, whose art, whose YouTube channels I admire, and I think they're doing interesting things, and I think it's great to sort of give them some exposure and also just kind of see what makes a lot of these people tick, because they're cool, interesting people. They're doing cool, interesting things. Had a great Boston live show. Had a great live event down in South Carolina. Thank you to the radio station down there, Cistern Yard Radio, for bringing me out there. And yeah, you know, that's the stuff that I wanted to name drop, that I wanted to mention in this video. And yeah. It's been a great year. Heard a lot of great music, and I hope you check out some of the music I mentioned in this video, but get real psyched for the music I'm going to be mentioning. But get real psyched for the music I am going to be mentioning in the next few videos. Favorite EPs, favorite singles, favorite albums. You're the best. Love you forever.